Hello guys, welcome back to the math questions with Line and Cheng. Today we'll be doing question 11 on a quirky sheet. If you know, you know. So, the child throws a water balloon off a building, and we need to find the max height and time will take to reach it.
And they also give us a formula, which is great because we don't have to build a formula, we can just solve with the formula. And so the formula given is h of t, that is height and time. H of t is equal to negative 4.9 t squared plus 29.4 t plus 34.3.
We're not going to be using the shortcut method since it's too fast. And we don't get monetized. What? So we'll be using the complete the square formula. That's massive.
And so here we have the formula, just the same formula as we had in the question. We're just going to write it down right here so we know what it is.
So first step is we're going to factor the negative 4.9 from the equation. And look at that, it factors out quite nicely. We get negative 4.9 multiplied in brackets t squared minus 60. A very nice factoring.
Very nice factoring. And now the next step to partial factoring is to attempt to make a perfect square inside the brackets. And that sounds pretty hard, but it's easier than it sounds. So the first step to doing that is we simply take half of negative 6, and so that's negative 3, and then we'll multiply that by itself, so we'll square it, and then we get 9. So what we have is t squared minus 6t plus 9. But we also have to find balance in all things.
Long before time had a name, the first Spinjitzu master created Ninjago using 4 elemental weapons. But when he passed...
And so we'll also subtract 9. Since that's basically the same as adding 0, we're allowed to do this, and it doesn't change the equation. It's still the same equation.
Very smart, very smart. So our next step is factoring it out more. Since there's a negative 9 and a positive 9, and we don't like the negatives, that is, yes, we're going to factor it out. Negative 9 multiplied by negative 4.9. And you know what that means. It's a positive. Y'all should know this now. And since we have a factorable equation inside the brackets, let's factor it out anyways. We get a t minus 3 and another t minus 3. Let's multiply them together in brackets. And look at that. It looks nicer now. Alright, back to line.
And that's wonderful. And so now that we have that, let's put that at the top of the page. And now we'll start by adding the like terms. 44.1 plus 34.3. We can just add that together and we get 78.4. And t minus 3 times t minus 3 is just t minus 3 squared. So let's write it like that.
Very smart, very smart. So now we're going to find the vertex form out of all things. Why? Because we need to find the highest point. And look at that. Don't they look real similar now? Yes, they do. So now we're going to find h and k, which is the vertex. No way, that's massive. Anyways, the vertex is 3 and 78.4. Wowzers, we got basically what we need. And here's a Desmos graph with the answer on it.
Remember, we're only using Desmos here because it's simpler and much more accurate, but we should also know how to write it on paper.
Stay smart, kids, stay smart. And ta-da, it's done. We have the answer, 3 and 78.4. Yippers!
And so let's write that in words since it's a word problem and we need a word answer. And so the water balloon takes 3 seconds to get to its max height. The max height is 78.4 meters. Very satisfactory.
Very smart, very smart. Alright, we're done. Let's cue the outro now for the monetization.